Hello and welcome to Solo Playthroughs, and there's a big thing in my face. Sorry, I just looked at the camera now. What a way to start. How do I get this out of the way? Let me try to put that there. Will that make that fall? No, we're good. I think we're good. Mic is on, I think. All right, look at me. I've only done this like 100 times. Killing it. Killing it every time. Welcome to Solo Playthroughs. We're going to Cloudspire today. We got Brawnen, Chapter 4 to complete the Bronnen saga, and it's been really fun to get this on the channel. Has really helped bring me back, and one of the bonuses about this channel and setting up my schedule is that make sure I get back to games that I really want to get back to, and Cloudspire is definitely a game that I am growing to love more and more and more. I love the puzzly nature. I love the replayability of every scenario as I go back and like try it again. Like I played scenario 1 yesterday getting ready for this, and I was like, whoa. It's like, I totally forgot how to do this, and it took me 3 attempts just to beat scenario 1. So at least with 3 renown. If I can't get 3 renown, I kind of just start over and let me try to figure this out. Scenario 4 is very, very cool. It's Annihilation. I'll get to the flavor text in a second, but ultimately, to review for anyone who is not familiar with the 4 Brawnen chapters, Chapter 1, we found out the Heirs were doing some spying on us, so that wasn't going to last, so we went and taught them a lesson. Then we were like, hey, let's go get some research from the Grove Tenders. So we went over there, we got 3 research from them, and then we went to the Grove Tenders Fortress, knocked them out, and now here we are with Chapter 4. So the 4 Brawnen scenarios are basically 2 against the Heirs, 2 against the Grove Tenders, and then we will move on for Chapter 5, which is really Chapter 1 of the Heirs scenarios, and they are going to be against the Bronnen. I will be unlikely to go through every chapter from here on out. I'm probably just going to pick a chapter, maybe 2 if I really, really like them, for each of the remaining factions. Otherwise, it's going to take me years to get through all of these factions. I really want to feature all the factions, but I was really glad to go through these first 4, especially since I was still learning some of the ins and outs of the AI and some of the rules. I just found that really helpful to do a really deep dive into the Bronnen, and then we'll go from there. Hopefully this chat will get going as we start moving along. So let me do some story time with Greg. All right, the evening after a parade in Leviathan to celebrate the Bronnen's victories over the Grove Tenders, Cram was called to an emergency war council meeting at the stronghold. Awsh and Claff were already there, sitting around the polished stone table along with a couple of other Bronnen advisors and undergenerals. We've received word that the Heirs are mobilizing to push back our forces, Awsh said. Scouts have been examining our battlements near Testament, and convoys delivering solid-state source into the city have been increasing. Cram knew that meant the Heirs were likely arming up a sizable contingent of Elfinkazes, a deceptively fast hummingbird bred by the Heirs to deliver source-powered bombs to high-importance targets. We can divert some of our people from the Grove Tender front to support our position with the Heirs, he suggested. If we convert most of our Spires to lance launchers, they should be able to take out most of the Elfinkazes in the air. That won't be necessary, Awsh said. Ongoing aggression from the Heirs is a sign that the status quo between our islands is unsustainable. We will need some of the battalions from our Grove Tender front, but we're not reinforcing our line. You'll be moving in to take Testament. All air leadership is to be captured, or if capture is not an option, killed. I'll be joining you at the front to deliver the terms of the Heirs' surrender. Osh is meaning some business. So the funny thing with the Grove Tenders, the Bronnen, it took me a couple scenarios to realize this. I mean, Osh is kind of like the most weenie of your heroes, but this dude is like, king of the Heirs. So I guess that makes sense. He's a little older, he's just kind of a little geriatric out there for the battlefield. So he could do some things, but he is definitely not as strong as Cram. And Drang is an interesting hero. I haven't really been able to figure out a good Drang strategy, at least not for these solo scenarios. But you will be seeing Awsh and you will be seeing Cram. Again, you could have 2 heroes on the battlefront at one time. You can only put in one every wave that you are deploying them. So we have the map set up for Chapter 4. So we have the Brawnen Fortress. We have these 1, 2, 3, 4 big, I forget what they call them. I don't know, neoprene mats. And then we have the little ones that will kind of nestle in. Let's go ahead and set up as per the starting gate. Now, Rocket Magnus is the man. Rocket sent me these little things that kind of fit into the holes on the fortress. Note I do have this one covered up. I will not be able to, I can't see what's going over there. So using the source thing over there makes no sense. So I just took this out here. But what you can see, it's a thing that you could put into the mats here, and these chips rest. So Rocket sent me these from the UK. I really appreciate it. They're really cool, and I hope it's it might be. I'm pretty sure it's the UK. It could be Scotland, but you know. Don't confuse those two things. I got in trouble for that once in my life. I don't want to do that again, but I do appreciate that that gift from him to get this thing set up a little bit easier. So we have 10 health here for the Brawnen. I can see that easily, so I'll leave that right there. We have start with 0 source. And then we have the 0 source for the heirs. They won't gain any source as we go, but their gate also has 10 health. Remember, the Grove Tender's Fortress had 15 health in the last scenario, so you always want to make sure you're doing the right amount of health. We are going to start with 4 spires of the heirs on the board here. Board is such a weird word. On the tabletop here, we're going to put a minaret in A. It's going to have just 1 attack chip and 1 fortification. The Regal Lookout is going to have 1 attack chip and 1 fortification. In B, remember that we'll get an Elfinkazes on there, so we'll just go ahead and put that on there right now. It's Roost 3, so the Elfinkazes, when the lead minion, the Elfinkazes can choose to move 3, and it will bomb, but it will only do that if it can get it adjacent to one of my heroes with normal movement rules applying. We have a minaret on C that's going to have an attack chip and a fortification chip. That's over here. And then we have a refuge on D that's going to have an attack chip and a fortification chip. So the Air Spires start a little bit weak, but they will get enhanced as we go. But again, none of them have any range, so that's something we might be able to take advantage of before they beef up too much. We're going to go ahead and get, nope, there's no event, there's nothing. So that's it, that's all of setup. And that's the setup. I do have one Elfinkazes just chilling out here. I just have a couple set up because we're going to need a few of them as we go. Spoiler alert! Objectives! So again, you can win a scenario if you have at least one objective completed at the end. If you do all 3, that's the ultimate goal. That's how I like to play. This will be harder. So if you watched my chapter 3, things did not go especially well for me. It was a win. I only got 1 renown. I did play that after the fact. I got 3 renown, so I'm gonna do this as 3 renown. It just makes for a better chapter 4. It's a bit more tactical and strategic, and more things you have to think about in doing this. So objective 1 is have a number of siege towers equal to, when the scenario ends, each within 4 hexes of the Air Fortress Gate. The number is 1 plus the amount of renown earned in a previous scenario. So we need 4, because again, I'm playing as if I had 3 renown, again, which I didn't do on camera, but I assure you I did off camera. So I'm going to have 3 plus 1, so I need 4 of these. So that's interesting, right? Because I only have 4 siege towers anyway, so it means I can't build any siege towers anywhere else other than in any of these source wells that are 4 away from the Heirs' gate. So 1, 2, 3, and 4. All 4 of these need to have a siege tower on them by the end of this game. So thinking about influence restrictions, thinking about how hard it's going to be to get a builder there or there. I mean, it's impossible to get a builder there because you have the lake, and the builders would rarely have any reason to move over there. So you're going to need to have enough source in the build phase, or you're going to have enough source in your limited build options to make sure you have the influence and you can build those siege towers there, which also means we're going to need to get the first level of the smelter for sure. All right, so that is objective 1. Objective 2 is defeat all Heir Spires. There's 4 on the board to start. 1 or 2 might be built as we go. And then 3 is Awsh delivers the terms of surrender to the Air Fortress Gate, which makes the scenario end immediately. So we do not want that to happen before we have the other 2 in place, obviously. But again, he ends his movement next to the Fortress Gate. Boom, scenario over. We lose if Awsh is defeated. Scenario rules: when Bronnen minions are defeated, they are removed from play instead of being returned to their barracks. Well, that's interesting. So these are all now a limited resource. We have exactly 3 Battleborns, exactly 2 Dispatches, exactly 2 Aegises, 2 Builders, 2 Forsaken, and 1 Source Siege. When they're defeated, out. And remember, when heroes are defeated, they're also out. They can't be redeployed. So everything we have in our barracks here is of a limited resource. When Awsh ends his movement adjacent to the Air Fortress Gate, he would deliver the terms of the surrender in place of attacking. This ends the scenario immediately. The marks are the Bronnen Air Fortress Gate. So we have the Bronnen chip over there. That's where all our minions are going. The Heirs mark is the Bronnen Fortress Gate. So we have the Heir chip over here to indicate that. But Jelena Nestor, who is the hero from the Heirs, who we will see in Wave 5, her mark is the closest opposing unit or spire, and that's that. Leveling, if Jelena Nestor defeats a unit or spire, her level priority will be a fortification upgrade, ignoring upgrade capacity. So that's good to know. Event die results, we have 3. We will be in 4 of the 5 waves. We're going to be prevented from deploying a certain type of minion, which can definitely affect my plans. So we'll see how that plays out. And now we're going to go to wave 1. The heirs have priority in wave 1. We're going to go to the event phase. We're rolling the event die. Bam! 2. I cannot deploy any Battleborn minions this wave, which isn't great, not going to lie. So first, I do need to do a couple more things in setup. Let me just shuffle these market chips up real good. I'm not going to, with all the extra chips from Horizon's Wrath, it does become a little bit of a hassle to shuffle all these suckers. So I'm just going to keep them in the tray and give them a good little wash. To do that, wash might be a word that some people might be familiar with. Some people might not be familiar with. In poker, a wash is when you ask the dealer to basically take an entire deck and throw it on the table and do what I'm doing now with the chips. So a little term of art there. Yoink. Ding, ding. We have all the extra landscapes. That was the word I was looking for before. Landscapes. We'll put these in a pile over here. That's fine. So the market phase is going to be set and ready to go. And now we need to put our landscape chips. So we have the 3 different kinds of landmark chips. So there's 7 of each. So 21 total. Again, there's 1 from the Portal Seekers expansion. So they are there. Now I'm going to roll a D8. We're going to put a swamp landmark chip in the closest source well to both of the gates. So I'm rolling that. It's a 6. I'm going to take the 6 chip from the top, put that there. We need to roll a D6 now. It's a 4. I'm going to put this here. Now we have 19 landmark chips left. I'm going to roll a D20. I'm going to put the next thing I rolled there. I rolled a 7, so 5, 6, 7. One there. There's 18 left. That's 12. 5, 11, 12. Putting 1 there. That's a 12. 5, 11, 12. And we have to put 1 over there. There's 16 left, I think. 9. So 5, 11. So that would be number 9. And we'll put that over there. These all come out. Hopefully we get a couple of things we can defeat to get some extra source in this first round. We now go to the income phase. I do get an income of 3 source to begin this game. So I'll mark that there. Market phase as normal. So I'm going to reveal 3 chips, see if there's any I want to get this first round. So we have Stave Ananvas Magic Light Missile. That cost me 3 source. We have Stonewall, and we have Krub. Krub is a hero. Not that interested in another hero. I'm definitely going to be getting Cram at some point. So Stave Ananvas. Magic Light Missile, what is that? The Magic Light Missile, we're in our landmark and market talents. Once per turn, before or after a unit's movement, you may spend 2 source to deal 1 damage to a unit up to 3 hexes away. Nah, that's not great. The landscape here is going to be that. I will probably not be getting any landscapes this game. Trying to figure out what the best way to put this thing on the channel. Oh, also need to shuffle the relic deck. Again, most of the time when I gain a relic as a reward, I will discard it just immediately to get the 4 source. I find that kind of a better strategy in most points. There are some relics, though, that are like, oh, that's really nice. I will take that. So what am I going to spend my 3 source on? Well, I'm going to get drilling refinements. So I'm going to upgrade my source drill, and that means that during income, I'm going to get 3 extra source every round. Again, I'm spending 3 now, but over the course of the game, I'm going to get back 12. That's a plus 9, which can be very, very helpful. So I would definitely recommend doing that, unless there was a minion that I really just couldn't live without, which isn't the case. So now I have to go to the build phase. The Heirs purchase stables 1. So this is the first scenario in the solo scenarios, if you're going through this book in order, that the the AI you're against will actually start having upgrades on their board. So Stables 1. Now, what does Stables 1 do? So I'm going to go to the Heirs sheet. Stables 1 means that Harrier stat of all the health stat of all Harrier minions is permanently increased by 1. Something else to remember as we go through the rest of this scenario. The Bronnen can construct a dispatch platform or a mining outpost spire at no cost on any non-path hex up to 5 away from the fortress gate. So I'm not going to develop a dispatch platform for two reasons. One, I don't find it all that helpful all the way over there by my gate, and two, again, I need to build 4 siege towers. So if I build this dispatch platform, I'm going to have to put it in a place where I'm pretty sure it gets destroyed before the end of this scenario. So that could be tough. Remember, I spent the 3 source on that, so just remember to put that down to 0. So I am going to get a drilling outpost. Drilling outposts, again, they cost 3 normally, so now I'm getting this one for free. At the end of the round, I could discard this and get 6. You can only build these during the prep phase, so basically during the build phase before the onslaught phase. So it's something to remember. That was a rule. I tried to do that wrong in the middle of the last playthrough, and thank you to a helpful chat that made sure that I did not make that mistake. Guzumi! Hi, first time catching something live. I think you're missing a landmark on the board in the middle on the water. Oh, look at that. I am. That's funny. That is... Sometimes I wish there was, like the art's nice, but sometimes I wish things were a little bit more like boom, like absolutely clear. Like, I don't know, just put a different kind of mark because I think that's really easy to miss, especially with all these lights I got going around here. So I'll stop making excuses. I just missed it, so I appreciate that. Let me roll my D20. I have 15 chips left. That's a 20. 11. Yikes, I did not get any more swamp dudes on the board. So that's a little unfortunate because I just like them as a really good way to get some source. But maybe we'll get lucky and, we'll get like a Spire reward or something like that, which could be really helpful. All right, so that is there. Thank you so much, Guzumi. And I will now go on with the prep phase. So prep phase, I'm going to do the heirs first, and then we'll come back. I just find that easier. The heirs are getting what? They're getting a non-upgraded Harrier. So the non-upgraded Harrier is interesting because not only does it only fight with a 1, it gives you 2 sources of reward. So that's really, really helpful. So we're going to have that. This non-upgraded Harrier has 2 health. Nope, remember, we have Stables 1. It has 3 health. And then we have a grouped non-upgraded Joust. The Joust comes in with 3 health. It has 2 movement, attacks with a 2 with quick strike, and the Joust is grouped with an upgraded Harrier. So all in all, when we defeat all 3 of those minions, assuming we do, we will get 5 source. And if I don't defeat all 3 of these minions, it's going to be a very short video. The heirs are going to go first, but first I need to do my prep phase. I'm obviously going to put in Awsh. Awsh costs me 0 of my CP, my command points, and now we're going to spend what? I cannot put in Battleborns. Remember, I rolled a 1 or a 2, so that's a little unfortunate. I'll just go ahead and take an Aegis for 4. So I'm leaving 1 on the table, but I think that's going to make more sense. I want to save my dispatches for later in this scenario. So Aegis comes in with 3 health. We'll put him there on our gate. We'll put Awsh on top. We now go to movement. Awsh is going to go 1, 2, 1 and 2. The Aegis is going to go 1 and 2. Oh wait, the heirs go first. So Lord! The heirs are going 1, 2, 3, 4, and then this Joust is going 1, 2. Now Awsh is going 1, 2. Aegis is going 1. So remember, Awsh has a combat stat of 1 to start, but he's also a hunter. So what does that mean? Well, the hunter means that he can get an extra damage when attacking landmark chips. I will... Spires with fire. There are no Spires around to fire, so I will explore... Yeah, let me see what this is. It is Awaken. Ooh. I'm tempted. I'm not going to lie. I'm very, very tempted. So what is Awaken? When this chip is revealed, also reveal all non-anomaly chips. So I can choose to say, all right, I want to know what all of these suckers are and make that happen. But I think that just feels like a bad idea. So I'm going to actually not... but then you remove this. it would be nice to have that path to walk onto. Remember, Awsh's terrain allotment allows him to walk on whatever that material is, which I forget, and then he can also walk on forest. So I will not reveal this just yet, but I might actually reveal that next turn. I want to actually get here first. I think that will be a little bit better. So that's the end of my turn. Aegis would have to attack something if he could. He can't, and now we go to the heirs. The heirs are moving 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 1, 2. Remember, another thing I had wrong. There were a lot of things I had wrong in Cloudspire. It's a complicated game to learn. So the AI minions, I can move my guys however I want as long as they make at least 1 point of progress. When you're moving the AI, they have to move maximum progress and move their full allotment. So they have to move their full movement stat while making maximum progress. Now, there are situations where moving the full movement stat might not be absolute maximum progress. It's rare, but it can happen. So you prioritize. The priority number 1 is full movement stat. Priority 2 is maximum progress. So when you can move full movement stat and maximum progress, you obviously need to do that. The heirs stop. I have no spires firing at them. They have nothing to attack. That's all she wrote. I'm going to go back to the Bronnen's turn. Remember, I can move Awsh before or after the Aegis. I will move him before. He's moving 1, 2, and then the Aegis moves 1, 2. Explore phase, I will see what this is. We have a Rogue Grizzled Oak. Oh, and defeating this gives me a Spire. That's nice. I do like that. It's got 6 health. Sure, we'll leave this face up. Remember, Awsh is, the Aegis is not going to attack that. And I also want to be able to get Awsh into the action for his next turn. So I will go ahead and take Awaken. We're going to reveal all landmark chips. So we have a Bounty Hunter over here. We have a Riftwalk Overload. Remember, so Riftwalk is I can walk on that as if it was a normal path hex. Additionally, if I was adjacent to it, I can spend 6 CP to get rid of it and get the reward. The reward is just a relic, so I'd be spending 6 CP to, 6 source to ultimately get 4 source. Not a good trade. This is the Lost Caverns. That could be interesting, but it's not going to actually apply because it only works when there's an unrevealed landmark chip and an adjacent. Man, why am I forgetting the word for this? Adjacent thing, but there's not going to be any unrevealed chips. What are you called? Secret passage. I got to get this word down. Move an adjacent aisle. So there will be no unrevealed things in adjacent aisle. So Lost Caverns is basically just a waste. We have the Grail Goats. They have 3 health. They have Relentless, so when you attack them, their retaliation is going to be they're going to keep rolling until they roll a 2 or a 0, and then you apply all damage. Very dangerous to attack early, so they'll be chilling there. Hopefully we'll get a dispatch over there to take care of them in the future. And then this is going to reveal it is a Grail Wolves. They are also Relentless. So not a ton of source opportunities. Really, the only thing I can defeat right now is going to be that Bounty Hunter. And when I defeat the Bounty Hunter, I get 3 source for that. So obviously going to want to try to do that in the next round, so this wave or next. Do I want to attack with Awsh? It'd be 2 damage. Nah. I'm trying to think if that makes any sense to attack. 2 damage, he retaliates 2. It's a little dangerous. I will not attack. Again, you can choose not to attack with your hero. So everything's revealed. So no more exploration, guys. Done. Done 2 turns in. The heirs are going to go. The heirs are going 1, 2, 3. The joust goes 1 and 2. The Harrier now has quick strike. The Harrier is going to attack either a minion. It's so the attack priority. It's good. So we'll get that sheet out. So I'll make sure I say this exactly right. So the priority is opposing Fortress Gate, an opposing hero it can defeat, an opposing Spire it can defeat, an opposing faction minion it can defeat, an opposing landmark minion it can defeat. It can't defeat anybody. So an opposing hero it can damage, an opposing Spire it can damage, an opposing faction minion it can damage, or an opposing landmark minion it can damage. Normally, if I had not exposed that, this sucker would have gone ahead and attacked the Aegis. The Aegis, though, is armored. So what does that mean? Well, since the Aegis is armored, the Aegis is not going to be able to take, is not going to take any damage from this thing. And So that's like that's something to like consider. So since the Harrier can't damage the Aegis because it's not an upgraded Harrier, so it only has an attack of 1, it will go ahead and attack the Grizzled Oak. The Grizzled Oak has not retaliated yet this turn, so it's going to retaliate against the Harrier and give the Harrier 2 damage. That's done. The Joust is in no place to attack anybody, so it won't. Matthias, hi Greg, what's up, sir? How are you? I think it was Matthias who pointed out in the last playthrough that I was trying to build a drilling outpost in the middle of a round, and I was like, no, can't do that. Thank you. All right, so that's done. My turn. So again, the only reason I wanted to do that awaken so I can get that chip off the board, so now I can move Awsh into place. So movement phase, I'm going to move here. Spires fire. There are no Spires to fire. Awsh is going to go ahead and kill the Harrier. I'm going to get 2 source, so I go from 0 to 2. Harrier goes back to the barracks. Aegis has no one to attack, so it's like, hey, what the heck? And now we move on. The Joust is going to move. So we're going back to the Heirs turn. Joust moves 1, 2. That's, oh, I get an upgrade chip. I will take an attack chip. That will work. Joust moves 1, 2. We now go to the Bronnen's turn. So the Aegis is going to move 1, 2. Awsh is going to stay right the heck there. The Aegis has to attack something if it can, so he will attack the Grizzled Oak. So that's 2 damage. 2 damage back to Aegis. Although he's armored, remember that was an attack. That wasn't an attack, that was retaliation. So armor doesn't trigger there. So he takes 2 damage. And now Awsh is going to attack. So he has 1 damage from the 1 stat on his chip. He gets an extra damage because I took that as an upgrade from when I defeated the Harrier. And then he gets another damage on this because he's a hunter and that's a landmark chip. So we've gone ahead and we defeated the Grizzled Oak. Done. So the only thing I could I don't want to that's, I mean, if I build a, if I build a, you know what, I'm not going to attack. I don't want that reward yet. I'm not going to attack with Awsh. I'm just going to let that ride. But I will be able to obviously take out the Grizzled Oak in the future. But I don't want to defeat the Grizzled Oak until I have the ability to construct lance launcher spires. So we're just going to chill for now. Man, I'm going to have like no source going to next round, which is really unfortunate. So the Heirs' turn. The Joust is going to move. The Joust does a quick strike. It defeats the Aegis. The Aegis comes out of the game. My turn. I do not want the Joust to be able to attack Awsh. Yeah, I think this will work. So I'm going to move just backwards 1. The Heirs are going to go 1, 2. They have to attack someone. They're going to quick strike the Grizzled Oak. The Grizzled Oak retaliates for 2 damage. Awsh's turn. He's going to back up again. 1, 2. The Joust is going to go. 1, 2. Awsh's turn. He's going to move forward. Remember, I didn't want to come in there because I really want to keep that Grizzled Oak alive because I want to be the one to make sure to destroy that. So Awsh is going to go ahead and attack the Joust. We get 2 source. That gets us up to 4. A Harrier's built, or Harrier was grouped with there. So Harrier comes out. Harrier has 2 health. Remember, nope, we're at stables 1. Harrier has 3 health. Joust is out. The Harrier is going to go. The Harrier does can't move any further. It does a quick strike. So 2 I level up because that was the second thing I defeated. So I lose my upgrade chip. And now Awsh is on his level up side. So he goes from not only having Hunter to having Survival. So if I don't move or attack on any one turn with Awsh, he gets the regain of health. The Harrier goes. The Harrier attacks. Gives me 2 damage. Awsh retaliates for 2. And then on Awsh's turn, remember because his attack stat went from a 1 to a 2. That's the biggest upgrade for him there. And now Awsh is going to attack and defeat the Harrier. We get 1 source, so that's 5 source. And Awsh is going to go ahead and take an upgrade. He will take a attack upgrade because that will allow me to defeat the bounty hunter. A little dangerous not to take a fortification there because I'm going to be stuck with that attack upgrade for the rest of the... You know what? Let me take a fortification. That'll be smarter. I'm going to use Cram to kill that guy, I think. So this Harrier is out. I got the only one source for that one because it was an upgraded one, so I got 5 source there. And to kill that. Yeah, I think this will all come together. So that's the end of the wave because the last minion's out. So we didn't have like no campfire mode or anything. It just goes straight to end of wave. And now we go to, at the end of the wave, I have the option to take this drilling outpost off the board to get 6 source. I obviously will do that. So that gets me up to 11. This is out and this will come back here. Lance launcher, drilling outpost. Great, we're going to go to the next wave. We do roll the event die. I cannot deploy dispatch minions again. I can't deploy dispatch minions. I couldn't deploy battleborn minions last turn, so that's fine. Income phase, 0 source from the chart here, but I get 3 source because I have source drill 1, so that gets me up to 14. Matthias Dupes says, Go Aegis. Malcolm says, What's up, Greg? I was all psyched to finally see how the final Sourcey faction plays, but it's just more birds. Yeah. I do think it's a little unfortunate that the solo scenarios don't take every faction against every other faction. So it's like, hey, if you do all 4 Bronnen, you're playing 2 against the Grove Tenders and 2 against the Heirs. I think that's a little bit of a miss for me, but this the way the Heirs are deployed or the way the Grove Tenders are deployed and the different scenarios are very different. So, it's fine. It's just, not what I would have preferred for sure. So I took that upgrade. Yeah, I definitely wanted that, fortification for Awsh. All right, great. So that's done. We now go to the market phase. Market phase is normal. We're going to refresh the market. Those go away. That goes away. We get a new landscape tile. It's that. The new market chips are a tower, which I probably won't take. We have the hidden armor, the flax breastplate. That costs 6 source. So that's super expensive. And then we have the nomad. Not a big fan of her either. So we're going to do the build phase. The heirs are going to add a, what's this called? The heirs are going to add a range chip to each one of their spires. So that's done. And now we can do our build phase. I'm going to do the rest of the heir stuff. So the heirs, they're going to have a group of 2 upgraded jousts. The jousts come in with 4 health each, and they're going to be on top of 2 non-upgraded Harriers, which is great because that means a lot of source for us. I mean, this whole stack, that's a total of 8 source just for defeating the 4 minions in that stack. And then we have a Humminger. The Humminger is super interesting. The Humminger, just like the Regal Lookout, has 1 Elfin and 2 Roost. So it's 2 Roost instead of 3, so that means there will be an Elfinkaze on top of this Humminger, and when it can get in range of a hero, within 2, it will go ahead and bombs away, which is super interesting. So we're going to put that whole stack over there, and we'll see how the Elfinkaze plays out. It does make the idea of leading minion super important. Remember, the Elfinkaze will only move when they are leading minion. So if the Humminger moves, so if the Elfinkazes is not, well, the Elfinkazes is leading minion because normally its terrain allotment's higher than the Humminger, so it normally will be triggered before the Humminger, and then it has to choose to move or not at that point. If it doesn't move, then the Humminger will go, and the Elfinkaze's opportunity to move is already passed. So in competitive play, I believe they changed that the Elfinkaze can move before or after the Humminger, but there's been a lot of back and forth with Shannon and Chip Theory Games about that. There isn't a super clear explanation of the Elfinkaze and how they play for solo play. So if someone knows something I don't, please let me know in the chat for sure. But yeah, they're the Elfinkaze are probably the most complicated part of solo play, and I find it interesting that you get thrown right into the Elfinkaze, in your first scenario, and I was like, what the heck is going on? I did want to see something about a source reward. Now about the Spire reward, because I don't think I need to care. Yeah, the defeating faction may immediately construct a Spire at no cost on the defeated unit or Spire's hex. If that hex needs a source well, ignore influence restrictions. Great, so I'm going to go ahead and defeat that guy first. So My prep phase, I have 7 CP. I'm getting Cram out because I love him. And it's time to get some Cram on the board. So we're going to have Cram here. He comes in, he has armored, he has a fight stat of a 2, and that's fine. But now I have to figure out what I'm spending the rest of my stuff on. I am going to spend 3. Hmm. Problem is, I have 14, and the reality is I'm going to get a lot of sources around, so I don't want to be in a place where I can't take every source. But I've found that trying to get to the place where your minimum is 30 instead of the 20 is usually a bad idea in this scenario, at least the way it's played out for me. I do want to build a smelter, and that's going to allow me to construct the dispatch launchers. No, what do they call them? Lance launchers. So that's going to cost me 6 to upgrade the smelter, so I'm down to 8. I will upgrade. This is me. I'll spend it all because I know I'm going to want Battleborns next turn, and I'm going to want Dispatches next turn. So I'm going to upgrade both of those things now in the Honor Pit. So I have Honor Pit level 1 and Honor Pit level 2. So I had 14. I spent 6 to upgrade that. I spent 8 to upgrade that. I could have spent 3 to put another drilling outpost there. It just didn't seem like it was worth it. So we'll kind of just live with what I just did there. The Bronnen do have priority in this round, so what I'm going to do is move Cram over here, 1, 2, and I'm going to move Awsh over here, 1 and 2. Awsh is going to go ahead and attack this grizzled oak. As my reward, I'm going to get to build a spire for free, and I'm going to immediately construct a lance launcher. So it's basically a 6 source reward. I was going to want to construct a lance launcher at some point there anyway. This comes in, it has 1 attack chip and 1 range. That's fine. Cram the Mighty is going to attack the bounty hunter. So bounty hunter is fair fight, which means that it will retaliate with the same amount that you attack it with. But I do want to go ahead and kill this thing. So Cram's going to go ahead, does 2 damage. The bounty hunter fights back for 2, and that'll be the end of Cram's first turn. The Heirs are going to go. The Jousts have a movement of a 3, 1, 2, 3, and then the Humminger has a movement of a 2, so 1, 2. The Elfinkazes is on top. Again, the Elfinkazes was the leading minion before the Humminger went, and then he chose not to go. Matthias Dupe says, yeah, Elfinkaze, or yuck, Elfinkaze, and then Matthias says, yeah, Elfinkaze confused a lot of people. Yeah, it's an interesting choice to be like, welcome to Cloudspire, this really complicated game with this really terrible rulebook, and boom, I have this stupid thing that you have to deal with now. Good luck. All right, the Bronnen's turn. I'm gonna chill with Awsh. He's gonna heal up. He's not gonna move or attack this turn, so he's gonna stay right there. And then Cram is gonna go ahead and attack the bounty hunter. The bounty hunter is dead, so he doesn't retaliate. That gives me a reward of 3 source, which is good. That's out. Cram will get an upgrade chip. Remember, he gets 2 upgrade chips before then he fully promotes. I'll go ahead and take an attack stat for him. End of the Bronnen's turn. Os gets his extra health chip. Thank you very much. The Joust is going to go 1, 2. The Humminger moves 1, 2, 3. My bad. 1, 2, 3. I did that right last time. Elfinkaze goes. That's fine. My turn. Tempted to upgrade the lance launcher with my 3 source. Yeah, let me. Could just spend 2 and just get a fortification chip on there because the joust is probably gonna do some damage to it at some point. No, I'll spend 3. So my limited build option. I'm going to put another attack chip. Remember, you have 2 limited build options. A turn, I'll put another attack chip on the lance launcher. And now it's my movement phase. Awsh is going to chill. He's not going to attack or move, so he's going to get that. And then Cram's going to move 1 and 2. Get that extra health. The Joust goes 1, 2, 3. The Humminger goes 1, 2. The Lance Launcher can now attack because it is within range. Remember, Spires, they have a natural range of 1 and an additional range for every 1 green chip they have. So 1, 2, it's rolling 2 dice against the Joust. It does 2 damage. Heirs, again the Joust had quick strike, so it would have attacked before the Spire fire, but again it's not adjacent to anyone to attack. The Bronnen's turn. I'm gonna move 1, 2 with Awsh, protect my Lance Launcher here a little bit, and Cram's gonna move 1, 2. Cram's, remember, terrain allotment is he can move onto this, which will be good. Elfinkazes, when it's the leading minion, will not be able to reach Awsh. That's important. Remember, it's Roost 2 instead of Roost 3. I want to make sure I'm not putting myself in a place where Awsh gets defeated, because if Awsh gets defeated, remember, scenario is over. So Awsh is going to go ahead and defeat this Joust and get 2 source for that. So it gets up to 3. And he already is maxed out on his upgrades. This Joust comes out, reveals another Joust underneath. This Joust also has 4 health because it is an upgraded Joust. Cram is obviously not in a position to fight anyone. The the Heirs are going to go. The Joust comes. He does quick strike. He does 2 damage to Awsh. Awsh retaliates, does 2 damage back. Remember, it's Hunter. This isn't a landmark chip, so it only is the 2 damage, not the +1. Joust is down to 2 health. Elfinkazes would go now, cannot get in a position to attack a hero, so it doesn't. The Humminger moves 1, 2. The Humminger has no one to attack, but that before we get to that, we have to do the Spire's firing. The Spire has range 2, so it will attack the Joust. It's got air defense. Ooh, we could have attacked this Elfinkazes. Ooh, that might be an interesting play for next turn. Kind of like that. Get the extra 2 source. Problem is, if I clear out of there, then I'm going to leave this Lance Launcher really vulnerable. So we'll see. But the Lance Launcher can only reach the Joust, so it's attacking. It does 2 damage. Joust is out. And now we have a Harrier. Harrier has 3 health. So that's a little unfortunate because now I can't get my armor back. So I do need to clear out of there with Awsh. Otherwise, he's going to be defeated by this Elfinkazes. Remember, when it's the Heirs' next turn, the leading minion is the one that's closest, including terrain allotment and not counting anything in the past. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 for the Elfinkazes, 3, 4, 5, 6 for the Harrier, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 for the Humminger. If Awsh comes in here, he would kill the Humminger, but then that would immediately trigger the Elfinkazes glide bomb because if it loses its roost. So that's a thing. Now the Harrier came in after the Joust was defeated, but remember the Joust already attacked, so the Harrier doesn't get a chance to attack. So it's my turn. No. Alright, I gotta figure out how I want to do this. I think I do just back them both up. Now, if I promise I back Awsh up, he still gets attacked, so I have to actually leave Cram a little vulnerable. Oh, Cram might get defeated. Oh no. What did I do? Oh, I really didn't want the Lance Launcher to attack to kill that dude. If I back that up there, yeah, I definitely can't lose Cram. Well, if Awsh doesn't move or attack on his turn, then he'll get a health back. Then he's going to get jacked up by both the Elfinkazes and the Harrier. Oh, that's a problem. Two. I can make it work this way. That's fine. Yeah, so on the Bronnen's turn, Awsh is going to go 1, 2. Cram's gonna move. Oh, that's still a problem. Could sacrifice Cram. Hopefully I get a better hero. Cram. Priority. I could do it this way. Awsh is going to move 1. Cram's going to move 1, 2. Cram's going to attack the Harrier. I'm going to take a... It has 2 damage plus the 1 chip. It's going to take a fortification chip on the bottom. And we get 2 swords, remember, because this is a non-upgraded Harrier. So Cram is armored. Remember, Awsh doesn't. So this is better for Cram to get attacked by the non-upgraded Harrier because it's only doing an attack of a 1. I want to make sure my math was right. So I had 1. Yeah, I defeated the 2 Jousts and 1 Harrier. So yeah, I should be at 7. Alright, this will work. We're now going to the Heirs' turn. The Harrier or the Elfinkazes can go first. We can choose the order. The Harrier will go first. Fine. The Elfinkazes is going to go in. It has a movement of 2 on the Humminger. It can't get to Awsh now because I moved him out of the way. But it does come in here. It's going to do 2 damage to Cram. And then it's going to knock off the bottom chip from our Lance Launcher. So that was the movement activation for the Elfinkazes. That comes out of play. The Harrier now does quick strike. It can only attack for a 1. It will still attack because it's silly. Cram's going to retaliate for 3. And it's going to knock that guy out and get a fortification chip. And now the Spires will fire, but the Lance Launcher cannot reach the Humminger. Bronnen turn. Awsh is going to heal up because it can. Cram's going to go 1. None of the Spires for the Heirs are in range, and Cram's going to attack the Humminger with 3. He's going to get upgraded, so he loses both his fortification chips, but because the upgraded side of Cram has 6 health and not 5, he gets 1 additional health from that. Alright, we got there. Took some thinking, probably not the most optimal way to do that, but then Awsh gets a chip at the end of the turn, and that will trigger the end of the wave. Woo! Alright. It's great. I repeat, yep, Elfinkazes. Matthias says, you always miscalculate the range somehow. Matthias says, nice save, awesome. Thank you, sir. Zach says, merch store needs a solo playthrough's fake beard. Working on it. When I get to 10,000 subs, we'll put a fake beard and we'll put a stuffed bear just for you. Oh man. So that was that. Somehow got out of that. We lost all our upgrades with Cram, but he is now fully upgraded, and we're now close to the refuge where that becomes an idea. I do want to knock out. My ideal wave 3 is I knock out the refuge and I knock out the Regal Lookout. That would be pretty awesome. One of the problems I have in this scenario is that it sounds weird, but you have to be sure you don't. You're not overpowered, because I've definitely had a couple of playthroughs where I'm like, oh, I'm going to absolutely annihilate the gate of the Heirs, and when you do that, game over. And if you haven't done any of your goals, I mean, you could defeat the gate of the Heirs and still lose the scenario. That's not the point. Your goals aren't defeat the Heirs gate. The goals are do these 3 objectives. I think I forgot to take some source. I was down to 1. I killed 3. Yeah, I get 2 more for the last Elfinkazes, and then the Humminger also gives me 2 more. Is that right? I feel like I'm cheating. I would have gotten 10. I didn't defeat the Elfinkazes. What was my leftover? I spent 3 on that. Well, I got 3 and I spent 3. So I think that's right. I think I had 1 left over. No, I had 0 left over. Definitely had 0 left over. So I got 3. defeating that dude. Or do they have one left over? Man, math gets hard. 14. Yeah, I think I had 0 left over. I got 3 defeating that dude. I spent it. And then how many did I get for defeating? I should have gotten 10 for defeating the five dudes there. I might have cheated myself 1, but I mean, if I did, it's my fault. That's totally fine. But I'm pretty sure because I spent the 14 there, and I think I only had the 14, and then I got the 6. I got the lance launcher when I defeated the grizzled oak or the grizzled, yeah, the rogue grizzled oak. So not a ton of source to play with, but it should let me do what I want to do, especially since I already upgraded the Battleborn and the Dispatch. Alright, we're going to go to Wave 3. There is no event in Wave 3. Income phase is 0 source, but it actually is 3 source, so we get up to 13. Remember, it's 3 source because of that. Yeah, and I know I had 14 source because I had 0, and I took the drilling outpost off the board, and I had the 3 income. So and I only got 5 source for defeating the 3 Heirs minions last turn. So yeah, at 14, I spent 14. I got 3. I spent 3 for that upgrade chip for the lance launcher, and then I defeated 5 enemies for 2 each. So we're good. We now go to wave 3. I got my 3 income from my 3 source from the income phase because I have source drill 1. We're going to do the market phase. These 3 chips go away. We have the Bloodnodnil. I don't really love that dude. We have a Merc Spire, and then we have Omen Rider Relentless. That's interesting. The Heirs are going to purchase a Merc minion, but do not deploy it. They go for the most expensive one. Oh, this is a hero. I'm sorry. Lednodnil is a hero, so they will take Lednodnil, and that gets replaced. That's the minion. But he's never deployed. He just comes out of there. Oh, Convict. Battle Hardened. I kind of love the Convict. It costs 3. I think I might get it. When this unit is attacked by a Spire, reduce the damage by 2. Oh, that could be interesting. But again, he's attacking 2. He only has 2 health. Just don't want to be too strong. But I think for 3 source, it's a worthwhile expenditure. I will do my market phase and my build phase and all that later. I just want to kind of see how the Heirs lay out, and I'll kind of process that all at the same time. So we go to the build phase for the Heirs. They're purchasing Sanctuary 3 Fortress Spires. And what happens when they do that is they immediately construct up to 2 Minaret Spires. They only have 1 left because 1 is underneath this refuge, which I haven't defeated yet. So they're only going to build 1 Minaret Spire, and that's going to have an attack chip and a range chip. I do wish in the solo scenario they made just a little clear. Instead of saying purchase Fortress Sanctuary 3, just tell me to build 1 or 2 minarets based on how many are left, and tell me what fortifications is. Normally when you put a spire on for the AI, it tells you exactly what chips are. So I do find that worded a little bit confusingly, but this is the only thing that makes sense. So I'm going to do that. We now have the prep phase. The Heirs are going to get 2 upgraded Jousts, and they're combined with 2 upgraded Harriers. Remember, the Harriers last round were non-upgraded, so they've got a little harder. Plus, these Harriers, not only are they, I guess they're not any harder. The unfortunate thing is they just give you 1 source instead of 2. Oh, they're harder. They're attacking 2 instead of 1 as well. Yeah, so they're definitely worse. We have 4 health on the Joust, and then we have a Windrush who is combined or stacked with a Royal Talon. So it's an upgraded Windrush, but as a regular Royal Talon, that can be pretty vicious, but that's where the air defense of like the Lance Launcher is really, really important. And they are underneath the Joust Harrier combo. Alright, how do I want to do this? I don't know if the Convict mix is nice because I get another thing out there without having to spend CP for it. First and foremost, I'm going to upgrade the Aegis. So I'm getting level 1 of Assembly. And you know what? I'm not going to get the convicts. I want to do this instead. I'm going to get the upgrade the architect and then upgrade the construction yard as well, so I can immediately roll and just get some really cheap upgrades up here. Just makes some sense. So I'm going to roll this upgrade chip, and whatever I roll, I'm putting on the lance launcher. I get an additional attack chip. I could have just spent 3 to put in the attack chip there, but I'd rather just have that die out and available, and just make sure all my cards are where they want. So I'm not taking the convict, and now with my 9 CP, I'm going to get an upgraded Aegis for 4, an upgraded Battleborn for 2, and an upgraded Dispatch for 3. I should be able to do some damage with that array. This scenario, and I like having the dispatch and the lance launcher on the board. It will really help me take care of the Royal Talon. So the Aegis comes in with 3 health, the Battleborn comes in with 3 health, and the dispatch comes in with 3 health. The heirs have priority, so the heirs are moving first. So 1, 2, 3. The Windrush has a movement of 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and is all of a sudden the leading minion. Cram, I think, is going to use his newfound survival skill. Windrush is going to get to him, though, which I don't love. So if I use a survival, he loses 2. Nah, Cram's going to move out of the way. He has now an upgraded movement of 3 instead of just 2, so he's going to move 1, 2, 3. Yeah, I like that better. And Awsh is going to chill there. I now move my minions. The Aegis is upgraded. He has a movement value of 1. The Battleborns have a movement value of 2. No, upgraded Battleborns have a movement value of 3. So 1, 2, 3. And the Dispatch has a movement value of 2, 1, and 2. We go to the heirs. The heirs are moving 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The joust moves 3. 1, 2, 3. Spires fire. So this lance launcher is in range of the Windrush. So it's rolling 2 dice against a Windrush. I got 2 damage on it. I think I'm going to chill again. We'll prioritize a faction hero it can damage over a faction um, spire. Yeah, I think that's better. So Cram's gonna chill. He's gonna get a health back this turn now. But at least he's kind of out of the way of danger. The problem is neither Cram nor Awsh can kill this Windrush, and they're going to get retaliated on, so I just don't want to deal with that. So Cram's going to chill, Awsh is going to chill, Aegis is going to move 1, Battleborn moves 3. Again, the only movement it can use while still making progress is 1, and then this Dispatch is going to move 1 and 2. Cram gets another health back at the end of the turn. The Windrush is going to go. It moves 5. 1, 2, 3. The Joust is going to go 1, 2, 3. The Lance Launcher is going to attack. The Windrush does not have Quick Strike. So the Lance Launcher is attacking the Windrush. It does 2 damage. The Windrush is now going to attack. It's going to prioritize doing damage to a hero, so it does attack of 2, armored becomes an attack of 1, and then Cram's going to retaliate and defeat the Windrush. And the Royal Talon is revealed. The Royal Talon comes in with 5 health, and remember, it is flying, so it can only be attacked by something that has air defense, which again the Lance Launcher does, as well as the Dispatch. Windrush gives you no source reward when it's defeated. Since Cram defeated the Windrush, it can get an upgrade chip. I'm going to go ahead and give it a fortification upgrade because we're about to take some damage from all these jousts. Remember, fortification upgrades on heroes work a little bit differently. They basically are just another piece of health, whereas when they're at the bottom of spires, it means you have to be attacked by 2 to have any damage done to you. You have the spires to be attacked by 2 when the fortification chip's on the bottom for that bottom chip to come off. The Bronnen's gonna go. I think I just keep Cram at the forefront here. Royal Talon has all allotments. So he would move. He actually would kill the dispatch. Oh, that's not great. Trying to think my gate's gonna get knocked out. Nah, should be good. Yeah, it's gonna be close. I think I'll be down to 1 health left on my gate. Dispatch is gonna get knocked out, which is not great. No, I'm gonna attack the Royal. The Aegis doesn't have air defense now that it has Cram. They're both just kind of stuck. Alright, Cram's gonna come 1 and 2. We have to make sure Awsh survives. Man, it's gonna be a lot of damage on Cram. Very sad the dispatch is gonna die. Shoot. Oh, I'm in trouble. I'm in trouble. Royal Talent, if it peels off. I've gotten no source yet. The Royal Talent peels off. I have 1 source left, sorry. I had 10. Upgrade, upgrade. I had 13. 5, 7. I had 13, I spent 12. Yeah, I think I'm in trouble. I think my gate's gonna get destroyed. Dispatch isn't gonna survive. He's got no optional lateral movement. The Battleborn's kind of blocked him in. I could block the Royal Talon. I think it's my only play. I have to prevent it from getting to the gate. So Cram's gonna go 1, 2, 3 and block the Royal Talon from getting out, which keeps him in range of the Lance Launcher. That's what I need to do there for sure. And the Royal Talon can make an optional adjacent movement, so I think we'll go ahead and do that. Awsh is gonna chill. No, Awsh is gonna get defeated. No, because the joust is gonna be over here. That all works. None of my guys can attack anyone. And we're just gonna chill. The heirs are gonna go again. I can do an optional lateral movement, so the Royal Talon is gonna move there. Or just wanted to attack the Aegis. No, I kind of want the Aegis to survive a little bit more. So the Royal Talon moves there. I love how, like, flying, like, you can't fly over things anymore. You still have to use the path. It took me a long time for me to mentally get that in my head. That's what the game was trying to do. The Joust is going 1. Ooh, no. I do not want that optional movement, because then the Joust is going to come in there and displace the Aegis. No way. The Joust goes 1 and 2. The Joust quick strikes the Lance Launcher. That comes out. Now the Spires fire. I have 1 attack chip left. We're attacking the Royal Talon. It does 1 damage to the Royal Talon. The Royal Talon goes ahead and attacks the Aegis, 3 damage. The Aegis is armored. It becomes 2 damage. And then the Aegis retaliates for 2. Now we can let that Royal Talon go do whatever the heck it wants to do, because it will not defeat our gate. But I also don't want it to defeat my Battleborn. So that's a problem. The Bronnen's turn. Cram's gonna move in here. Awsh is gonna move in here. Awsh is gonna attack the joust. That's a bad. This retaliates. It's nasty. Cram attacks the joust. Retaliated for 2. Awsh attacks the joust, gets a thing. Really wish I had my Battleborn and my dispatch switched. That would have been so much better. So much better. I think I just let this play out again. Yeah, both of them chill. Cram's not going to move. He's going to get another health back with survival. Aegis can't attack the Royal Talon because he doesn't have flying. Heirs' turn. That takes that out. Cram has 1 more health. That's fine. 2, 2. Getting attacked is better than retaliate. But you only retaliate the first time each round, remembering that. That's fine. The Joust is going to... Oh, then it will attack a Spire it can defeat. It's sacrificed a Lance Launcher. That's not a bad idea. But getting attacked is better. The Joust is going to knock that off. The Lance Launcher doesn't have any more range anymore, so it's just going to attack the Joust. It does 1 damage. And now the Royal Talon is defeating the Aegis. Aegis comes out of the game. I have no more Aegises left. And now the Royal Talon can get some movement in there, which I'll be able to defeat when he attacks Cram. Perfect. My turn. The Bronnen are going to chill again. Cram's going to get another health back. And that's it. No. Cram is going to move here. Cram, we can use that as Rift Walk. Cram's going to go 1 and 2. That's even better. Our minions can move Rift Walk, so that's perfect. So Cram goes 1 and 2, does not get the health. The Heirs are going to go, the Royal Talon goes 1, 2, 3. The Joust goes 1, 2. The Joust does Quick Strike, 2 damage to the Battleborn. Battleborn retaliates for 2. Spires fire. My Spire doesn't have range anymore. This is like what I love about this game, like this having to figure this out. My Spires can fire. The Royal Talon attacks for 3, takes 2 chips off the bottom of Cram, including the fortification. Cram retaliates. So even though I don't have air defense, retaliation's fine. We get 4 source. That gets us up to 5. Yeah, that's exactly what I needed to do. Beautiful. We now go to the Bronnen's turn. Again, the Colt, it was just really important to keep blocking the Royal Talon from getting to my dispatch. It's been really bad. The other, did I make sure I did that right? Those 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, he would have actually gone all the way over there, but it's the same deal. He would have just attacked me from there. I mean, would he have gone? Joust. Oh, interesting. Hold on. Hold on. If he got 1, 2, 3, 4. He prioritizes using full movement for sure. So his options for full movement are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and he's 1, 2, 1, 2 away from getting next to the gate, which is his mark. Or 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And he's 1 away. Then he would have killed the Battleborn. think that's what he would do. Give Cram back a chip and a health. I lose that force source. So the Royal Talon had 2 health left. And because he prioritizes using all 5 of his movement, oh, he's 2 movement, all 2 of his movement, he would have just come here. Why did I think he had 5 movement? Oh, he had 5 health. Don't think I moved him too much at any point, because again, the Windrush had all the extra movement. So he wouldn't have gone there. He actually would have just gone 1, 2, because it's closer. He wouldn't have gone further away. And then he would have prioritized defeating the Battleborn over attacking Cram. That makes more sense. So the Battleborn's out. But now he's just going to prioritize just getting to the gate and just attacking the gate, and I can use the health of the gate as a resource. So the Joust attacked the Battleborn first. The Battleborn retaliated for 2. The Joust is down to 1 health. Remember, the Lance Launcher took 1 off of it, and then the Royal Talon just wiped out the Battleborn instead of attacking Cram, which totally makes sense. Now we go to the Bronnen's turn. Awsh is going to move 1, 2, try to get back in the action a little bit. Dispatch is going to move 1. It can't move its full movement, and Cram's going to move 1 and 2. The Cram is going to... I don't want the Dispatch to lose any health here, so I'm going to have the Dispatch kill the second Joust, or the first Joust. This second Joust comes in with 4 health. And that's 2 more source, so that gets me up to 3. And then I have Cram is going to go ahead and attack 2 damage. The Joust retaliates 2 damage to Cram. And now the Joust has 2 health left. It's the Heirs' turn. The Royal Talon is going to get to the gate. So it's going to go 1, 2. The Joust is going to not move quick strike. It's going to choose to do damage to Cram instead of doing damage to the Dispatch. So it takes its attack of 2. It becomes an attack of 1. And since it attacked... Oh, shoot. I forgot to do this. I forgot to do Fury Kick. Alright. Let me back this up. Let me back this up all the way. So confusing. So there. Cram was there with 2 and a thing. Royal Talon. I'd rather get it right. So, Royal Talon, where did I put you? Joust, Joust. No, I already put you back. This guy was here. He was here. I had the Battleborn on the thing with 3. Oh, it's going to be bad. I'm not getting any of those things defeated. That was the final situation. The Royal Talon, you know what, I would have totally processed this differently too if I wasn't thinking that the Royal Talon still had the Windrush's movement, which is 4. So that obviously makes a big difference. That's fine. I definitely had to protect my gate. So, the Royal Talon... He had full... this is all a mess. I think he would have come here like a long time ago. I can't even play it back. He ran to take both hits. Yep, that's the play. Lance Hunter would kill the Joust. I mean, Royal Talon. Yeah, it's definitely a mess. He would have prioritized his move. Well, I think I had... If I had this blocked... It's technically an adjacent movement, so I guess since he can't get any closer to the gate there, it's optional. So I can choose him not to move. Remember, he killed the... I could choose him not to move. He's just going to kill the Battleborn if I just leave the Battleborn there, which is the problem. This Lance Launcher, this Joust should have... I just forgot about the Fury Kick. So there was actually another Joust on there that had 1 health. That was down to, it was down to 3 at this point. This Royal Talent would have moved there and there. He would choose to defeat... This will work. And then this Joust comes in here. The problem is Joust goes a Fury Kick. So he would have moved in here. And he does 2 damage. So it's eager. So he displaces the Battleborn. And he does 2 damage to all adjacent units. So that's 2 damage, 2 damage. But now they're both at a place where they're only going to attack the gate. Battleborn retaliate, even though the dispatch lost 2 health, only the Battleborn retaliates. Like literally I would just restart this. Only the Joust retaliates. The Royal Talon would go ahead and attack something it can defeat. It would attack the Battleborn. So the Battleborn's now out. The problem is the dispatch can get knocked out too. And I don't have enough attack. Yeah, this became a mess. I think I just restart this wave because it got super confusing. Super quick. I'm going to... I forget how much health I had, though. I forget where he started. I think he had 3. This wave just got totally messed up. And I forget what was on it. The Lance Launcher had that and that. Yeah, I'm going to restart the wave because I can't redo this and make sure it's right. So I just think it's better just to take the extra 5 minutes and restart the wave. So, I will put the dispatch on the bottom again anyway. We have an Aegis. The Aegis comes in with 3 health. Did I already take a Battleborn out? No. Battleborn should still be there. And then that's right. Over on this side, we have the Joust with 4 health. And we have the Windrush and the Royal Talon underneath. I believe I had 0 CP. So I had 10, 13. I only spent 12. So actually I have 1 CP, so that's right. And this comes here. It's an upgraded Windrush and a regular Royal Talon. Alright, the heirs are first. I just gotta figure out where the heck Cram was and whether he had an upgrade chip. I think he did, because I think he ended the last scenarios. I think he had 3 health and an upgrade chip, but someone wants to confirm that. And I think he was in the middle of the path somewhere. I'll have to move him out of the way. But that, I think, is just easier to do. He's got 3 movement. I'm pretty sure he had 3 health. So if someone wants to confirm that. No, he had just upgraded. I don't think he has any upgrade chips. He literally had just upgraded at the very end of the last wave. So he has no upgrade chips. And 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. I mean, he was around here. Right. So, all of that looks about how things were. The heirs are going to go wave 3, take 2. 1, 2, 3 goes there. Windrush goes 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're going to get... Obviously, you need to get... With that movement of 5 and air defense, I have to get dispatch in a place where they're not as vulnerable. So I might change that movement. Just kind of upgrade that strategy. The Battleborn's going to move 1, 2, 3, and then... Oh, it's just a tight path. And then the dispatch goes 1, 2. Yeah, dispatch is going to be in the back. There's nothing I can do about that. Alright, the Windrush moves 1, 2, 3, 5. Cram's going to get a health. So he's up to 4. I think that's right. If someone thinks he had less health, you can let me know that. I think he had 2, and then he gained another health because he went from 5 to 6. So I'm pretty sure they gave him 3. If you miss something in this game, there's a real butterfly effect to it. Yeah, it's super annoying. The Windrush is going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then 1, 2, 3. The Lance Launcher's attacking 2. Give me a better roll than last time. Nah, it'll give me the 2 again. That's fine. So, I guess that's fair. Cram's gonna move 1, 2, 3. Aegis moves 1. Battleborn moves 1. Dispatch moves 2. Back in the same pickle. Windrush goes 1, 2, 3. Joust 1, 2, 3. Lance Launcher is attacking for 2. 2 damage. Aegis defeats the Windrush. Royal Talon comes in with move 2 and has 5 health. Yikes. I'm back. I mean, that 3 attack is just absolutely vicious. I have to stack these guys different. I mean, from a strategy standpoint, there's just no point getting in the same pickle. It just makes the most sense. Then we get the dispatch protected by the Battleborn, protected by the Aegis, and we'll just kind of make that happen that way. Oh wait, the lance launcher attacked, got it down to 1. What did I just do? 3. So then the Windrush would have gone ahead and attacked the Aegis. The Aegis would have retaliated and killed the Windrush. That's what I did there. Sorry. It gets confusing with the Spires. Yeah, the Windrush only attacked with the 2. Oh, it's Windrush has quick strike too. It didn't matter. Yeah, Windrush would have gone in, attacked the Aegis. 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, that was so this is the 3rd turn now for the Bronnen. Cram's gonna go ahead and heal up again. And now on this turn, so we go to the movement phase. Yeah, because it attacked on a movement phase, 2nd movement phase, 3rd movement phase. So the Heirs are first, and now we go to the 3rd turn of the Bronnen because the Heirs have priority. Great. 3rd turn of the Bronnen, the Aegis can't move, so it's not going to. Everyone behind him can't move, so they're not going to. We do attacks. The Dispatch is going to attack the Royal Talon and has range 2 and air defense. It also has splash, but there are no other units around it. And again, if you do splash, you have to apply to all units around it. I really don't feel like doing 1 damage to the Aegis, so that's not going to happen. Cram's going to get a health back. The Royal Talon is going to move. Not going to move. It could be an optional move that way, but I won't do that. The Joust is going to come in 1, 2. Really trying to avoid that Fury Kick and Eager. So it's really annoying. So Eager means you displace a minion. You don't displace heroes, so that's better. But then you're doing 2 damage to everything around it. It's really, really bad. The Lance, the Quick Strike from the Joust means that comes off. The Lance Launcher is going to attack the Royal Talon with 1 die. That's 1 damage. And now I can kill the Royal Talon with a Dispatch. So just switching those 2 locations of the Dispatch and a Battleborn is a huge, huge impact. And now the Royal Talon attacks the Aegis. It attacks with a 3, 2 damage. The Aegis is out. Great. We go to the Bronnen's 3rd turn. The Cram's going to come in here. Awsh is going to come in here. The Dispatch is going to come in here. And the Battleborn comes in here. Cram is going to attack the Joust for 2 damage. Retaliates, takes 2 damage back. Awsh is going to wipe out the Joust and get an upgrade chip of a fortification. The next Joust comes in with 4 health, and we're going to get 2 sources of reward for that, so that gets me up to 3. The Dispatch is now going to attack the Royal Talon. The Royal Talon's out. That gives me 4 source. That gets me up to 7. I said CP instead of source. Sorry about that. Royal Talon is out. We're now going to the Heirs' turn. The Joust moves forward 1. It's going to prioritize attacking a hero it can damage, so it's going to attack Cram. It attacks with a 2. Armor triggers. Since it was a hero, it doesn't switch, but Fury Kick still triggers, so it does 2 damage to the Dispatch as well, but only Cram retaliates. And when Cram retaliates, we take 2 damage, 2 health off the Joust. That's fine. After the quick strike is done, the lance launcher is still in range to attack the Joust. It rolls a die, 1 damage to the Joust. We go to the Bronnen's turn. The minions can't move. Cram is going to go ahead and attack the Joust. This is where I want the Dispatch behind the Battleborn, but he's going to go ahead and attack the Joust, because then the Battleborn can attack and the Dispatch, but again, with the Royal Talon being where it was, this is so much more important. So the Joust is killed by Cram. Cram's going to get another fortification chip. The Joust is out. No, Cram's going to get an attack upgrade chip, which is a little dangerous with his health right now, but that's fine. Joust is out, so it's 2 more source. And then the Dispatch has to Dispatch as well. Dispatch has to attack. And that's gonna be bad. Shoot. Yeah, this did not come together. Yeah, because we killed the Joust. That fury kick, man, is so brutal. So the Dispatch has to attack because it can. And the next Harriers quick strike. It's all bad. So the Battleborn's gonna have 1 health. So yeah, I'm not even digging into any of those. It's so bad. That did not work out well. I have both my Aegises both my Aegises were used. Oh, I'm in trouble, kids. And yeah, I don't think I have a chance. This isn't gonna work well. So the Dispatch attacks. It does 2 damage. The Harrier, again, the Harrier's having 1 more health is where this really comes into play. The Harrier retaliates and kills the Dispatch. Dispatch is out of the game. I have Awsh back there, but it doesn't really matter. Let me do it this way. Let me save my Battleborn a little bit. So Cram won't get the upgrade. But if he... No, I can't, because then Cram will take the 2 damage, which is bad. Alright. Dispatch out of the game. Oh, he won't attack the Battleborn, because the Cram's going to still be right there. That's fine. So the Heirs' turn. The Heirs move here. He attacks Cram. Cram retaliates for 3, but it doesn't matter. He's out. We get 2 more source. No, 1 more source because it's an upgraded Harrier. The Lance Launcher is going to strike. It's only doing 1 die. I airballed. Of course I did. Cram is going to take another upgrade. It's going to take a defense chip. And we're now going to the Bronnen's turn. Awsh is going to move. Awsh is going to move 1, 2. Awsh is attacking 2 damage, retaliation 2. And then the Battleborn is going to attack and wipe out the last Harrier. That gets us up to 1 more source. That gives us 11 source, which is 4 plus 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We should only have 10 source. We had 1 left. Yeah, so we're at 10 source. Alright. Not ideal, but we got it there. Got it there in the end. And now all we have, since there are no opposing minions left on the board, well, Cram would have just healed 1 because he didn't move or attack this turn. There's no more minions. Both of these guys go into campfire mode. The Battleborn's going to go. It's going 1, 2, 3. It displaces Awsh. Battleborn goes again. 1, 2, 3. Battleborn goes again. 1, 2, 3. The Refuge is going to attack the Battleborn. 2 damage. Battleborn's going to take off the bottom range chip. Battleborn's going to go 1, 2. Well, yeah, he has to go there. He's going to be adjacent to that out of the way. He gets attacked. Battleborn's super dead. Yikes. Not good. Not good at all. Alright. A ranger's unit right behind the melee unit is a great combo. A ranged, yeah. Yeah, the problem is I was getting jammed up because I didn't want the Royal Talent to come in and just friggin' wipe it out. Just got really jammed up there. I think I could have just taken more attack upgrades. I mean, having the Joust come in with 4 and then having the Harriers have 3 really changes the math of what's possible. And I was just, didn't roll amazingly well. If I rolled, 5 damage and 4 dice with the Lance Launchers, that could have really helped. But I wasn't getting the Wind Rush defeated quick enough, and I needed to have my Battleborn in place where my dispatch in place where it can kill. I mean, that Fury Kick just really jams up that location. It gets super tight over there. But we'll see if we can pull it out from here. It's gonna get a lot harder. I don't feel very confident about this from now on, but we'll see. So we have a wave 4, event die 4. I cannot deploy dispatch minions. That's not great. So my 1 Battleborn's out, and a dispatch is out. Dispatch. Both Aegises are out. Yeah, that's out. Great. So source, I get 3 more. And we go to the market phase. These go away. 1, 2, and 3. And we're going to get this out of here. I don't think I did that last turn. We're going to set up, we're going to do stables 3. So that means the Jousts now have some extra benefit. We're going to roll that every round. I'll roll it for this round, see what's going on with the Jousts. The Jousts are going to get +1 attack stat. Awesome. Yikes. And then the Heirs are going to get a upgraded Harrier, 2 regular Jousts, a Royal Talon. That's an interesting grouping. I can't do dispatch minions. That's a problem. I could do a siege source. I think I might have to. I think I might have to. So Royal Talon. I think we had a Humminger. And that's going to come in with an Elfinkazes. Humminger has 3 health, is ungrouped. The Joust comes in with 3, comes in with, is it an upgrade Joust? No, regular Joust. So it comes in with 3 health. Joust, Royal Talon, all of them unupgraded. There, Harrier on top. It has 3 health. Yoink. The being flying and 3 attack. Yeah. Nah, it's like, I mean, it's a nice scenario for the Bronnen, but it's scenario 4 because it really is like a hard counter to a lot of what you're doing. Um, but yeah, that played out really unfortunately. We do have to add a range spire to the bottom of all of these. Bam, 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 and bam. And now we're going to go ahead and spend our 11 CP, and we still have our 13 source. This not being off the board is a super problem. I'm going to spend... I'm going to roll this die, put another attack chip on the lance launcher. I'm going to spend 4 to give the lance launcher a range chip as well. So that's its max upgrade. So that's done. I'm going to spend 6 to get the upgraded... Oh, I'm going to spend 3 to get the updated siege minion, so that gets me down to 3. So I just spent 3 there. So it was a 13. I spent 4 on that and 3 on this. And I could go with the Forsakens. It's not a terrible idea. Why not? I'll spend 4 to get the Forsakens out because I think I need to do a little bit of a desperation play here. So that gets me 2, and if they stay on the board, that could give me a better chance to get some things going next round, but I just don't know how. Gotta get Cram and Awsh over here, and they're both really hurting on health, so that's a problem. So with my 11 CP, I'm not gonna I can't do both. Well, give me that 4 back. I'll worry about the Forsakens next round. Give me that 4 back. I could use that for limited build options. I'm doing a siege source, and I gotta get an upgraded builder out there. So that's 10. And again, so transports, we have to put exactly 1 minion underneath it. The source siege has 5 health, but it has that air defense, which I'm really gonna need, and a huge range of 4. The Bronnen go first. Ram's gonna go 1, 2, 3. Awsh is gonna go 1, 2. I wish I could heal them both up. I just don't have the time for that to happen. The Source Siege is gonna go 1, 2, 3. The Heirs go 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2. And then the Humminger is gonna go 1, 2. It doesn't matter. It's the same distance from there. The Heirs are gonna go. The Bronnen's gonna go 1. Well, the Source Siege is gonna bump me out of the way anyway. Awsh isn't gonna move or attack. He's gonna heal. Cram's gonna go 1, 2, 3. Hopefully I just get a little bit lucky here. Source Siege is gonna move Awsh out of the way. And we'll get that health at the end of the turn. One, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Oh, Cram's gonna die. Cram cannot go there. Cram needs more health. He's gonna do this. The Source Siege is going to attack range 4. 1, 2, 3. It's going to go ahead and knock off this range chip from that refuge. So range 4 is really nice. And Cram healed, Awsh healed. Harriers going to go 1, 2, 3, 4. The Joust is going to go 1, 2. The Elfinkazes isn't in range, so it doesn't do anything. The Humminger goes there. The Harrier is going to attack. It's going to prefer to oh, my bad. This Lance Launcher is going to attack because it's in range, so it's going to roll 2 dice. It does 2 damage to the Harrier. This Harrier is going to attack Cram. It does 2 damage. It comes 1 damage. Cram retaliates, knocks out the Cram retaliates because the Harrier knocks out the Harrier. We'll get the fortification chip back. Harrier's dead. We got 1 source. I think we have enough of a shield now. That's so tight. I want to try to use these Elfinkazes to take care of this for me. Source Siege. I need to get Cram more involved. But if I move, problem is I move Cram, the Source Siege is going to knock me out of the way and displace me. So Cram's going to chill again. He's going to get another health back. Awsh is going to get more involved. 1, 2. Source Siege is going 1, 2, 3. This refuge is attacking the Source Siege. Does no damage. I rule the blank. Source Siege is going to go ahead. Oh, it has range 4. I can knock out that Elfinkaze. Or this Elfinkaze. I think that makes some sense. They're both just so much of a pain. So bad. Yeah, I really wanted to have a siege tower already built by the end of wave 3. It's going to be really hard. Really hard. Source Siege is going to go ahead and knock out this Elfinkaze. We get 2 source for that because it's up to 9. Even if you getting this out in wave 3 is huge because then you can get like a lance tower there, a lance launcher there, and the lance launcher can knock out some of the Elfinkazes. Yeah, this is a bad situation. But Awsh is fully healthy. There's that. I'm just not gonna have enough limited builds to get all the towers out next turn. The Heirs go 1, 2, full movement, can't get any closer. 1, 2. Quick strike from the Joust. Oh, and it's attacking 3 and not 2 because of this. I'll put this there as a reminder. So 3 damage. The Source Siege retaliates. And now I just have this stupid little builder in the middle of nowhere. Oh, this is going terribly. Terribly, terribly. I could just try to deliver the terms, get 1 renown. I'm not defeating all their Spires. I'm going to leave that Elfinkaze back, give back the 2 source. This is not good. Alright, Elfinkaze's still alive. And then the sea source would have actually knocked out that instead. I gotta give myself something to do. But the architect can't build lance launchers, right? It's only building dispatch platforms. That's not great. Not great. Alright, the Humminger went ahead and kills the Source Siege. Now the architect's like, hey guys, what's up? That's how the architect talks. Source Siege is out and out of the game. The architect's gonna go. It gets a. Well. Architect's gonna go. It's getting attacked by the refuge. Oh, 2 damage. It's gonna kill the refuge. So we get 3 source for that. That's 10. Not gonna be able to use this builder thing at all. The heirs are gonna go. The Elfinkazes are going to. The Humminger is going to knock out the builder. The Elfinkazes is still not in range to attack either Cram or Awsh. I think Cram would have gotten another health, so he's 1 away from full. Cram's going to go 1, 2, 3. He's going to chill there. He's going to attack the Joust. Gets another. Doesn't matter. Joust is defeated. Another Joust is revealed. That's 2 source. So we're up to 12. Joust is out. Source right. I think my source is right. Yeah, I think I'm at 12. I'm defeated. You can hear it in my voice, kids. It's not good. The heirs are going to go. The Elfinkazes leading minion. It's going to go in here and blow up Cram for 2, and also does 2 damage to the Joust. The Joust is going to attack Cram. It's attacking with 3 instead of 2. So it's going to come in and it becomes 2 damage, retaliate. The Humminger, so this one's dead. Cram's going to get another fortification chip. 2 more source, gets us up to 14. The Royal Talons revealed, 5 health. Cram's going to get attacked by the Humminger. Again, you only retaliate once every round, not twice. So that's done. Bronnen's going to go. Cram is going to attack the Humminger. Gets that fortification chip back. 2 more source. Up to 16. The Elfinkazes is going to come in and attack. Is that the leading minion? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Shoot. The Royal Talon's leading minion, so it's going to go 1, 2 with this terrain allotment. And then the Elfinkazes is going to go give me 2 damage. We're down to 1 health. Elfinkazes out. The Lance Launcher is going to attack the Royal Talon with 2 dice. It does 3 damage, so that's fine. We'll leave that guy alive for a little bit. Bronnen's going to go 1, 2, 3. Well, we're going to have to risk it. 1, 2, 3. Both those Spires are attacking. That's a 1 armored, makes me survive. And, oh, did Cram kill someone? Yeah, Cram should have had this back. For sure. Because he just killed the last. Joust, I think. I rolled a 0. Cram's going to go ahead and kill the Holy Grails. The Grail Goats, that's 5 source. It gets me up to 20. Before I did that, I should have built limited build option. And then I get 5 back. So I spent 6 as my limited build option to get another Lance Launcher. This and this will go here. I have to get influence over this thing. And then the Grail Goats are out. Remember, it's 2, but I still have that attack upgrade. And I have a defense grade upgrade underneath. So Cram is chilling there. I'm going to have to build a siege tower there. Just not. I'm going to have to try to kill that siege tower this turn too, I think. The Royal Talon goes 1-2. The Lance Launcher is attacking it, only 1 damage, so it survives. Cram's gonna go 1-2. It gets attacked by 1, 2, 3, 1. It's only getting attacked by this Regal Lookout. Armored makes it survive. It does 1 damage. Kills that Spire. Or kills the range chip. The Royal Talon goes 1-2. Lance Launcher attacks it. It misses on both dice, which is great. Cram's gonna go. I'm gonna build a limited build option. I'm gonna build a siege tower. I spent 6. I'm down to 9. Actually, I did this last turn. I definitely should have done this last turn. So siege tower here, and so that's both my limited build options for this round. This siege tower is going to go here. I have influence over that because I put that lance launcher in the down before that. This siege tower is going to attack the minaret with 1 die. This is this turn. It does 1 damage, knocks that off. That Regal Lookout's attacking Cram. 1 damage because Zerg is armored. Cram knocks that off. Royal Talon goes 1, 2. It does 3 damage to the gate. Becomes 7. The gate retaliates and knocks out the Royal Talon. We get 4 source from that, so we're up to 13. Yikes. So it looks a little bit less hopeless, but it's still pretty hopeless. So we got, you don't need to do full movement if you can't make progress. Right, you just need to maximum progress with your fortress gate, so no double teaming the source siege. I'd have to go back and check. I appreciate what you're saying, Matthias, but so I probably got to save the source siege for another round, is what you're saying, I think, which is fine. I mean, it worked out pretty well. If you tell me, like, as far as round two, as far as round 2 goes, like, as far as a wave goes, like that definitely ended well. I would have wanted to end here with Cram, which means he would have been attacked 1 more time, and it becomes a 2. Of course, it does. Oh, Jesus. Cram's gonna be super dead. Super dead. No, that's fine. We just sacrifice Cram. Because Cram's gonna get blown up by the Elfinkazes here. Problem is, I kind of wish he was dead so I could deploy another hero. But this siege tower has a chance to knock out that minaret. I would need another range to get to that one, though. Jalena's gonna come in and start really messing with this. What's Jalena's movement? 3. Oh yeah, 1, 2, 3. Well, she also has an Elfinkaze on her. Oh, that's terrible. Yeah, this siege tower is gonna get pummeled. It's really bad. So this Elfinkaze is gonna come out and attack me. And then we have the Elfinkaze on Jelena. So yeah, this siege tower is probably gonna need to get rebuilt. To give her a fortification upgrade. Oh yeah, Cram is super dead. Cram is super dead. We'll play it out. We're gonna roll the event die. Bam, 4. I cannot do dispatch minions. Super annoying. 0 source. We do the market phase. So I get 3 source because of my drill upgrade. This goes here. Yoink, yoink, and yoink. So this is 2 in a row that have been really underwhelming in live. Man, I'm not. I have a lot. I do have more success when I'm not on camera. I promise. The heirs are gonna hire a minion. They're gonna hire the one that costs more. They both cost the same, so I'm just gonna roll a die. Yeah, they both the same. So I'll roll a die. 1, 2, 3. This one, 4, 5, 6. I'll take the other one. They're gonna take the source sniper, and then I might get the fashioner. Although, I mean, can't hurt. So I'll spend 3 source on him. That gives me 13. Think I upgrade the Forsaken. Just get them on the board at least. And then I'm going to spend 4 to upgrade this siege tower with a attack chip, and then I'm going to roll this and apply that to that siege tower. It's another range chip. Yeesh. We're gonna add, oh man, they get another thing to the bottom of each spire. That's awful. They get this. The air spires all get another attack chip. Done. And now they get Royal Talon, the upgraded version, because clearly the unupgraded version wasn't strong enough. So this one has an attack stat of 4, which is bananas. They're going to get a grouped joust with a Harrier and another Harrier, and then they get Jelena. So this joust, what is the joust? They're going to be augmented this turn with, where is that die? Over here. They're going to have 2 extra health, so upgraded joust have 6 health. At least they don't have an extra attack stat. And then Jelena comes in and has 5 health, 1 elfin, so we have an Elfinkazes on top of her. She's on the bottom of this glorious stack. That's all going to go there. I had to figure out how I'm spending my 13 CP. I already bought the fashioner. Do I have any more CP? I have 5 more CP. I will spend 3 to put a range chip on this lance launcher. And now source, and then as I have 5 more source, I have 13 more command points. I'm going to spend that on the Forsaken, and then Architect, and a Battleborn. Sounds good to me, with the Architect in the back. So Forsaken comes in. Upgraded Forsaken has a bunch of keywords. So it's Assault. When it is attacking a tower, it takes off 2 chips instead of just 1. It's Neglected, so if it's the only minion type left on the board, that will trigger end of round anyway. And then we have Unruly. So we have to roll a die, and there are certain things that just won't do. It also can't. It's Lone Wolf. It also can't be grouped. So we'll kind of see how that. It's a fun little. It's definitely a fun unit for sure. So the heirs are going to go. The Elfinkazes lean minion. He comes in. He blows up Cram. Bye, Cram. It's nice knowing you. But kind of had him. Oh, and then we have this fashioner who I'll put in. So the fashioner's thing, it's improve. So we're going to go down here. What does improve do? When this unit ends movement adjacent to a friendly spire, you may spend 2 source to add to that spire, ignoring upgrade capacity. And I'll put a drilling outpost. Now we do have 2 left right off the bat, so there definitely could be some advantage to that. Let me put him higher up. He'll be a little bit sacrificial. And I should also give him health. He would. Oh, there it is. We'll put him below. Well, we'll put him in the lead. Why not? Get out there. Show us what you're made of. Alright, so the first Elfinkazes is out. The joust is going to go 1, 2, 3. The Royal Talon's gonna go. Is the Royal Talon grouped? Oh, the Royal Talon's grouped. My bad. There should be a Harrier on top. What if I do? Joust, joust. No, I'm looking at the wrong thing. No, Royal Talon. Royal Talon should be on top. Then it's Joust, Harrier, Harrier. Great. So Royal Talon's gonna go. It's moving 3. 1, 2, 3. The Joust is gonna go 1, 2, 3. And then the Elfinkazes. Elfin does trigger. Most skills do not trigger when you're on the gate. Elfin's one of the exceptions. It's Elfin and Unruly both trigger on the gate. Not Unruly. What's the thing for the Forsaken? Yeah, Unruly also triggers when you're in the gate. This Elfinkazes is going to go. It can't get next to a hero, so it will be lead minion, so it's not going to move this turn. But then Nestor is going to go. What's her target? Again, closest opposing unit or Spire, so it's going to go 1, 2, 3. Nestor is going to attack this. Oh, then I have nothing has quick strike. My Spires are going to fire. This Spire cannot attack Nestor because she has flying, but this Lance Launcher can. So this Lance Launcher is rolling 1 die against Nestor. It does 1 damage. And now this Siege Tower can't attack the Royal Talon. So I could have moved the Joust there instead. Yeah, because Jelena could have come over 1, 2, 3. So the Joust would have gone 1, 2, 3. This Siege Tower will attack the Joust with 2 dice. Try to eat into that 6 health. Of course, I rolled a 1. And that's all I've got. Bronnen are going to go. The Siege Tower is going to go first, and the Siege Tower is going to attack this minaret over here. Rolling 2 dice. Well, Jelena would then go and attack and take off the bottom spire. So Siege Tower is attacking the minaret. I rolled a 1. That's all I needed because we had the extra combat chip down there. The Bronnen are going to go. The Fashioner is moving 3. 1, 2, 3. The Battleborn is moving 3. 1, 2, 3. The Forsaken, we'll see what they're going to do. Again, so before the Forsaken's turn, I have to roll this die. The Forsaken are not going to move, so they're just chilling there. They're stuck. And Awsh, I probably should try to get him more involved. Maybe he can actually get to the terms of surrender. Anyway, we're going to move 1 and 2. We go to the Heirs' turn. The Heirs, Jelena is already by her target, so she's not moving at all, but I can do an optional move, so fine. We'll move her there instead. I like that. The Royal Talon are going to move 3, 1, 2, and 3. And the Jousts are going to move 3, 1, 2, and 3. Quick Strike from the Joust is going to knock off the bottom chip from this Lance Launcher. That's why I did the optional movement with Jelena. Nothing else is Quick Strike. The Lance Launcher, my Spires are going to attack. This Lance Launcher is going to attack Jelena. I rolled 1 damage. She's down to 3. But she will get a fortification chip when she defeats this Siege Tower, which looks inevitable. The Siege Tower is going to attack. It has range 2. We can attack the Joust with 2 dice. It does 2 damage. Joust is down to 3 health. Now the Royal Talon is going to attack. This Lance Launcher loses a range chip. And Jelena is going to attack the Siege Tower. It loses its attack chip. We go to the Bronnen's turn. The Bronnen are rolling 1 dice against this minaret. Give me a 2. Oh, no. Give me the 2 next turn. The range chip goes away. Remember, Jelena is going to stay there and just keep pounding that Siege Tower until it's out. So that's a super problem. Awsh cannot get in any better place. That Lance Launcher is going to be defeated. Awsh is going to move back 1. No. Awsh is going to move back. Well, Awsh will just stay there. Why not? Nope, that's 4 damage. He will die. And that's super bad. Yikes. Awsh will move back 1, 2. The Fashioner is going to move in. Oh, it's not going to end this movement next to that. Oh, that's so bad. Fashioner's going to move in 1. Oh, I get to... Yeah, I rolled that die. My bad. So I think I didn't know if I rolled for that siege tower already, which I did. Awsh moved back 1, 2. The Fashioner's going 1, displacing Awsh 2, 3. Battleborn goes 1, displaces Awsh 2, 3. And then the Forsaken will move. Forsaken moves 2, 1, 2, and then the Builder moves 3, 1, 2, 3. No Spires are firing at me. It is what it is. We now go to the who are these guys? The Heirs' turn. So the Royal Talon's gonna go 1, 2. He can't. Oh, he's flying. So 1, 2, 3. He's just gonna kill both. Yeah, there is no retaliate on him because he's attacking 4. Awesome. The Joust's gonna go 1, 2, 3. The Joust is attacking the Fashioner for. Oh, it displaces first. Yikes! Displace. Quick strike. I hate the Fury Kick and Eager. It's a bad combo. Fashioner retaliates 1. And then the Royal Talons is going to kill the Battleborn. But this Lance Launcher could attack in the meantime, so it's rolling 2 dice against the Royal Talon. It rolls 2 damage. That's done. Jelaine is going to take off another chip from this siege tower. This Lance Launcher has no more range, so it can't do anything, and this siege tower doesn't have air defense, so it can't attack Jelena, or the Elfinkazes for that matter. Siege tower still has range to the minaret, so it's rolling a die. Give me a 2, please. Nope, it's a 1. I can't get through that fortification chip on the bottom, so that's a problem. Fashioner is moving. Awsh is going to move 1, 2. Fashioner is moving, and then all the minions. So yeah, my heroes move. Now all the minions will move. Leading minions here: 1, 2, 3. Spending 2 source to go down to 0 to add a range chip to this Lance Launcher. Forsaken, will he move? Forsaken will not move, so the Architect is stuck. No Spires are firing at me. And Awsh can attack the Joust. It will defeat the Joust. We'll get 2 source to get this back up to 2. And Awsh is going to take a fortification upgrade. And underneath this Joust is a Harrier. Harrier comes in with 3 health. Nice. So we got through that 6 health decently well. Alright, Heirs are going to go. The Royal Talon's going to move. 1, 2. Harrier is stuck. And Jelena's already by her mark, so she ain't going anywhere. Harrier's quick strike. It does 2 damage. Retaliation of 2 for Awsh. Actually, let me give him an attack upgrade. So Awsh is down to 1 health, but he gets to wipe out the Harrier. And another Harrier appears. Problem is, as soon as all the minions are dead, I can't get Awsh to the gate. So I'm not going to be able to deliver the terms of surrender. So I'm definitely getting 0 renown. Yikes. 1 source for that. Lance Launcher is going to attack the Royal Talon. Again, this is still the Heirs' turn. 2 damage to the Royal Talon with air defense. This Lance Launcher is going to attack Jelena. 1 damage to Jelena, so she's down to 2 health. And now Jelena is going to take a Spire chip off of the a range chip off the siege tower, and the Royal Talon is attacking the Forsaken for 4. He retaliates for 4, and the Royal Talon is dead. That gives me 3 source. Gets me up to 6. My turn. Is it before or after? Looking at this improved thing. No, when it ends this movement. So I can't even do that beforehand. My turn. Siege tower. I can't reach the minaret anymore. Awsh is gonna stay where he is. We'll see if the Forsaken moves. He doesn't. Architect's stuck. Awsh will just go ahead and kill the carrier. Since the Elfinkazes in play, I don't think that triggers. Um, he's already maxed upgraded. I don't know if that triggers his campfire mode. I don't think it does actually, because the Elfinkaze, Precious, the only minion type in play at the wave ends. So there's still an opposing minion on the board, and I still have minions, so we're still kind of fighting this out. He didn't move. I should have moved the Fashioner. That's what I forgot to do. So the Fashioner moves 1, 2, 3. Fashioner gets attacked by the Regal Lookout and takes 3 damage. The Fashioner is out. Thanks for playing, Fashioner. Done. Back to the Mercs. Yeah, this is toast. Toast my ghost. The Heirs go. Not quick strike there, so the Lance Launcher is going to attack. It does 1 damage to Jelena. Jelena is going to defeat the Siege Tower, so she gets a fortification. She gets an upgrade. She levels. She can get up to 3 upgrades, so she's going to take a fortification chip. That just functions as health on her, but that Siege Tower is defeated. My turn. Going to rest with Awsh. See if the Forsaken moves. It does not. So the Architect's like, what the heck, dude? Jelena's going to go. Jelena's now going to the next closest thing of mine, so it's going over here. The Lance Launcher is attacking. It does 1 damage, takes off the bottom chip. It's Roost 3 on Jelena. Yeah, it's bad. That's bad. And then Elena takes off the range chip from that Spire. My turn. Awsh is going to get some health back. Forsaken, we'll see if he moves. He does not. Heirs' turn. Elfinkaze's leading minion. 1, 2, 3. 2 damage to Awsh. But now all their minions are out. So, nope, not campfire mode yet, because I still have minions in play. That's right. When there's only minions left, then it's... No, how does it work? When they have no units on the board left, then I go to campfire mode. But the Lance Launcher is probably going to do that right now. Ooh, Lance Launcher misses. So I'm going to lose influence. So Jelena kills that, gets a fortification chip. That's rough. Bye-bye Lance Launcher. So this is really bad. This got really bad. That would have been like a little bit of a saving grace. I kill Jelena, and then I can get like at least 1 siege tower on there, but this isn't gonna work. So Awsh is gonna go. Beginning of my turn, let me do a limited build option. I had the 7 CP, the 7 source. So I would have spent 6 to get a siege tower. Little revisionist history, but I kind of assumed that was gonna work, but it didn't. Awsh gonna go. Oh, she's gonna kill Awsh, is what she's gonna do. 1, 2, 1, 1, 2. Awsh is gonna back up. 1, 2. Yeah, he just can't deliver terms of surrender. Forsaken's gonna go. Well, that was built last turn. Yeah, so it's my turn this turn. So the siege tower needs to roll a 2. It gets a 2. Nice. That's out. But then Jelena's gonna come back here if I'm too far away. But I need to do that, I think. Yeah, that's fine. Forsaken won't attack, but he'll move. Builder comes here. Jelena's gonna go. Goes 1, 2. Oh, she's just gonna defeat the siege tower again. Oh, that's really bad. And I don't have enough source. I'm not going to get there in time. Yeah, it doesn't matter. Because she's going to come back and defeat this siege tower. We'll play it out, but 1, 2. I have no air defense, so I can't. If I get a left Awsh in a place where she could have just gone and attacked Awsh, that's fine, but she's doing 2 damage, and Awsh only, even if I let him rest, he gets 2 health, so she would have been able to come and kill him. She's moving 3. And that's, yeah, I would have had to leave him there in range because she was only 3 away from that siege tower. So, yeah, she's just basically going to wipe that out. I can't deliver. Uh, can I deliver terms of surrender? Because she's there. Let me try that. Awsh is going to go 1, 2. Forsaken. Oh, then he's going to be stuck. If I just backed up 1, no, I'm still there. We try to deliver terms of surrender. He's going to get attacked by that, though. Yeah, there's no way. There's no way. I'm getting 0 renown. I mean, it's just, I could play this out, but ultimately, Jelena kills that in 3 rounds. I mean, I kill this minaret, but it doesn't matter. I can't. I get another siege tower there, maybe knock off that minaret, but there's no way I'm going to even build 4. I can't get Awsh in there to deliver terms of surrender. He's getting attacked by too many things, and I'm definitely not getting rid of that Spire no matter what I do. I mean, I really needed I needed wave 3. Wave 3 was a super turning point. Wave 2 was the annoying one where like I had the rules wrong and I redid it and still just didn't go super well. Wave 3 was really bad. Um, wave 3 was really bad because like that was like the super turning point where I got jammed up over here, and what I really wanted, think of if you can come through that, if you get rid of like that Windrush Royal Talon, or you get enough, if I get another Lance Launcher here or whatever, where I can not have to worry, or I get a, maybe I could have just put out 2 dispatches. This dispatch would be interesting. That's probably the right play there. But then I can't get the Aegis out, which is a problem. But if I go dispatch, dispatch, Battleborn, those dispatches really take care of the Wind Talon. I think in the scenarios I've done well in, I had like an air defense. When I beat this one on 3 renown, I had an air defense minion from the market that I was really able to use to my advantage. So just a kind of a train wreck of a scenario, but it's kind of, I like getting them on the channel once in a while. Just definitely can't rig this stuff. But this is a really thinky game, man. I still got a lot to learn with this game, and I think it shows. And unfortunately, I just wasn't able to spend the time this week to really kind of get myself super, super familiar with the scenario and kind of see how some things I can go wrong. And reality is, again, I had a number in my warm-ups. 2 of the 4 times I was too strong, and I had a place where I was just absolutely annihilating their gate, and that was a big problem. So to go from that to this is like, obviously there's this weird sweet spot that you have to hit just right in order to do well with the scenario. I do think that these chips, the landmark chips, didn't do me many favors. I didn't have many opportunities to easily level up Cram and Awsh because I just had, Secret Passage and a Rift Walk right up there. I would have preferred, like the Grail Goat up there. The Grizzled Oak is fine. I mean, that was nice. So I guess I definitely wanted the Lance Launcher there, so that, kind of worked. Awaken was interesting. Kind of let me see what I was dealing with, but I would have preferred another thing that I could have attacked. They obviously didn't get any relics. That would have been helpful. These Growl Wolves are interesting. I mean, had the Growl Wolves been like here, that gets interesting because then, well, wait, that's where they start. Because the Growls have been here, that gets interesting because then one of their minions attacks the werewolves because they're always going to have to attack, and then the relentless triggers. So that could have been like an opportunity. But I found that normally by the end of wave 3, you really want to have Cram and Awsh like kind of chilling over here with a pretty easy access. I mean, you can use Cram just to annihilate that. That Spire over there. You get a siege tower here. That siege tower can take care of of this spire here and that spire there that builds in wave 3. It really does hinge on wave 3 being a super turning point, because you do have priority. You have, again, priority or initiative in wave 4. Wave 5, heirs have initiative, which gets really tricky because if Awsh is over here, remember the elfin's gonna trigger, so you need to get Awsh back so he doesn't get blown up by an elfin on the first turn of the fifth wave. So you need to kind of have him nestled somewhere where he's safe. Elfin 3 is pretty sick, and then try to, like, backdoor him, where on your second turn you can come in and deliver the terms of surrender, but everything else needs to be done. Like, if you're not building those 4 siege towers, like, in the prep phase or the build phase, I don't know how else you're pulling this particular scenario off, to be honest. I mean, I just didn't have that middle part where I needed everything to kind of come together. It just didn't work, and I'm still not sure what I was doing wrong there. Other than, again, if you have a merc minion with range, that's really nice because it works along with the dispatch. And then you just have, I got to a place where either the Royal Talon was killing the dispatch, which was bad, or he was just doing way too much damage to my heroes. And those jousts are super nasty. That eager fury strike is so bad because it just wipes out. It just takes so much damage off so many of your minions at once that it's really hard to deal with that. I do wonder, what did I have here? Oh, I had that there. That's a little unlucky too. Because if you could get now that I know that's there, that's a really strategic point. If you can get another lance launcher there, that's a really, really nice place. But I wasn't able to do anything with that spot because I just had that lost passage, or the lost caverns, which is a cool chip. I mean, if you wipe out the the health, if there's an unrevealed landmark chip somewhere else, you can just basically have a secret passage to an adjacent aisle. But as long as that's there, and everything was revealed because of Awaken, like, I couldn't do anything with that spot. So that just became like an absolute dead zone for me, where I'm just like looking at this chip that I couldn't even. I mean, I guess I could walk on it. That's something I could have done a little bit more of, actually. Now that I think of it, because you can use it like a spot. I just can't move it. Wait, can I do that even if it's? Now I'm curious. Now I'm curious. When the ship is revealed, you may attack it once the health is. So if I could have attacked it and then maybe stored cram like on top of that to give me a better access point, because I kept getting, like, I felt like I couldn't get my heroes out of the way, so my minions could come through, and that's an interesting attack vantage point. And especially cram, because he has more health, and he has the armored, he could come in and potentially get attacked and then wipe out the joust. It's always better to get attacked when you're crammed than to be doing the attacking on a full health minion, because then you get the full weight of retaliation. But if you get attacked, armored really saves you, obviously. But you also, and crams also, he could withstand a few attacks from that spire, because the spires only had the one attack chip. So I think that's probably something I would really want to explore more with this scenario. But the replayability of the scenario, because you beat it, then what? Like 3 months later, you're gonna need to come back and like go through it again, because there's really a lot of depth in the scenario that I really, really like. Forsaken don't roll on the Fortress Gate. Sorry, run. That's one of the towns that trigger on Fortress Gate. Yeah, trial and error. Any interest in the upcoming burn cycle? Yep, burn cycle just, I think it fulfilled. It doesn't grab me. I mean, it's still Chip Theory Games. It has all the earmarks of a Chip Theory Games game, but I think it's also like, there's a like a programming element from Understand. There's a little bit push your luck from Understand. Um, I don't know. Like, I've talked to. I mean, I'm not in with the Chip Theory Games guys. I mean, we've had some really nice conversations, or one or two. But like, so I've texted with Josh, or messenger with Josh Wilgus about it, and Wilgus. Sorry if I'm butchering that, but he, I know he's super excited about it, and they're definitely trying to go in a little bit of a different direction and expand their library of games a little bit. I'm kind of curious what the initial reviews are, and how it plays. Right now the idea of investing in another Chip Theory Games game is tough, not only financially but also from a time standpoint. Like, doing justice to Cloudspire is hard enough, right? Like I feel like until I've really done that, I know I have like a million too many bones videos that I can do because I still have all the other gear locks coming sometime in the next, hopefully 6 months or so, and Hopomakis Victorum uh, fulfills, and then obviously Unbreakable is not going to be that far behind that. So I'm probably good with chip theory games. That their new Elden Scrolls game, I forget the name of it. That intrigues me. So we'll see. I mean, between Hopamakas, Cloudspire, and Too Many Bones, there's so much content there. Not to mention, I mean, one of the reasons that no excuses. Like one of the reasons I wasn't able to spend enough time, like I wanted to spend more time with this before we did the live playthrough, was I've been just a number of games I'm trying to learn and get on the channel and review copies and stuff like that. So I'm really cautious about it. I don't want quality to start waning too much. I really want to make sure that I'm presenting games, play it at a high level, and even when I get crushed, hopefully there's enough there that you can kind of learn from my mistakes, and you'll see strategies that you would use, or at least kind of learn some of the dynamics of a scenario. And if I can teach you how it's not done, but at least do that intelligently, that I feel like my job is done. And I feel good about that. But yeah, it's been a rough. I mean, even like the second chapter, I don't think I did all that well in. Right, if I remember, I think I only got like one research and I got two renown. So I think I'm dealing with a two renown win, a one renown win, and then I obviously airballed this one pretty hard. But really cool scenarios. I do like them a lot. Really looking forward at this point to go back to the Heirs. I'll play this off camera. I'll get another three renown win, and then I'll mark down what the towers looked like because that will kind of play into how the next chapter starts, right? So spoiler alert. So that's all important. So I want to make sure I do that a little bit more organically than just like randomly making some stuff up. But that will be fine. If you want to see what's coming up next in Solo Playthroughs Land, next week I have a live two-player Spirit Island, which is the first time I'm doing that live. I'm pretty excited about that. Downpour and Wildfire. I have my next top 10 list. It is that time every April, putting out a top 10 list. So this is my third one. I will probably do top 20 because I think there's a lot. At least personally, I'm more interested in 11 through 20 than I am 1 through 10. um, I just find like the conversations change, right? Like the top games, like Maze Knight's going to be top 10, top 5. Spirit Island's going to be up there. Arkham Horror and Gaia and whatever. There's some jockeying. I have some newcomers in my top 10, but I think a lot of the interesting discussions for me are going to be the numbers 11 through 20. So excited to put that together. Sunday, I have my first playthrough of Root publishing. So looking forward to getting out there. I think I have like a new to the channel game coming out the next 4 or 5 weeks, except I have a new Maze Knight scenario that was a patron challenge that's going to be shuffled in there as well. So it's crazy. Hey, Rocket Magnet says I struggle with the scenario for 3 renown. Oh yeah, yeah. Well, that was. Hopefully, he did a better showing than I did. This was pretty bad, dude. Matthias says cool, thanks. But yeah, so I mean, Burn Cycle should be on their store website. I mean, again, they don't do like third party that much. I mean, you can find it as a super overpriced, but yeah, you can just order direct from them, and then they fulfill straight through Quartermaster. So anytime you order something on their website, you just get the standard Quartermaster emails. For those who don't know, Quartermaster is one of the leading fulfillment services for Kickstarters. So if you get something from a Chip Theory Games Kickstarter, you're going to get it. You're going to get it sent to you from Quartermaster. If you get something from their website, you get it sent to you from Quartermaster. They just use Quartermaster for all their storage and everything else in there. Quartermaster's pretty great. So that's that. Gonna get my barracks all set up here for a future game. But that's about it. Questions, comments, epiphanies. Wait. Root, amazing game. More of a social game than a solo game for me. Yeah, I I have thoughts about Root. I like it. I can see why people really really love it. I'm curious to play it more. My first game of it was just like, oh, like I felt the Eerie were like really hard to play your first time, and I felt the Vagabond was way overpowered the first game, and I went online. I was like, oh, that checks out. That's been the experience of a lot of people. But then I could see the depth as people know what they're doing. Yeah, that won't be the case nearly as often, right? Like there are ways to counter the Vagabond, but you have to have an experienced group. The built-in advantages for a Vagabond with equally inexperienced players were kind of gross. It was. I looked at my friend Steve and like, I don't know how anyone stops you. And sure enough, he scores 13 points the next turn and wins. It's like, yep, that's about what I saw happening. It was pretty gross. But yeah, the Clockwork expansion. I was given a review copy of the Clockwork expansion from Leader, and it does dramatically improve the solo mode. The solo mode in the Riverfolk expansion is pretty broken. So it was good to see that. I just learned about the director's cut for solo, so I did not use the director's cut stuff in my playthrough that's going to be out on Sunday, but I'll probably start using that in the future because I looked at some of the designer notes. I'm like, yeah, it makes a lot of sense. Like some of the things some of the things in the director's cut I'm surprised didn't make it into the final copy from Leader Games because it just seems like a much obvious and needed improvements to some of the gaming mechanics. But like I know like some people go crazy, like games like Scythe or Root, people love having like four atomas and doing this. Like that's never gonna be me. I'm more of a one atoma versus one faction kind of player. Like I just, you know, I'm not that interested in playing out a narrative among multiple fake factions. I'm interested in actually having a game where it's me versus one faction. So I think it's just what are you looking for in a game. But the hours that it's going to take the extra time it's going to take, maybe not hours, but the extra time it's going to take to manage multiple factions, I don't think the upside's there, at least not for me personally. But we'll see. We'll give me a couple more, you know, factions in when I feel like I can just manage the factions in my sleep. Then maybe I'll start to explore, maybe two or three um, automated faction playthroughs and stuff like that. But yeah, BC this month in US, Burn Cycle in US. If I recall, it's going to be in Europe in May or June. Thank you, Rocket. Yeah, that's right. Because I know like I'm just seeing pictures pop up here and there, but like honestly, I think it's an unfortunate news cycle in board games because I think it got fulfilled right around the same time that Dark Tower got fulfilled, or like right before. So like it just got swept up, and I haven't seen much in the way of buzz about it. So you know, it doesn't necessarily mean anything, but I'm wondering if it's having the same, uh, you know, I mean, Too Many Bones was like a slow burn, right? I mean, when Sleeping in Bones came out, it wasn't like the most beloved game ever, and it just grew in popularity, and people just love it. I think Hopomakis was kind of similar. So, it could just be like chip theory games are a slow burn just because they're freaking complicated and they take a while to really appreciate, what they are. But I mean, even chip theory, like all the stuff they're talking about now, it seems like they've really moved on, and they're at least in their marketing efforts, they're talking a lot more about Too Many Bone stuff and this Elder Scrolls game than I haven't seen them do much with Burn Cycle since it's been released. But I could be wrong. I might have just missed it. Only so many hours in a day for sure. So that is that. I'm sad. That was a really poor showing of the playthrough, but hopefully you guys forgive me the walking wave 2 back. I was at a place with it where it didn't go much better for me, but I was in a place where that I just knew that something got messed up, and I'd rather just take the 10 minutes and redo it, or 20 minutes, whatever it was. But I think Matthias had a really astute comment. Like, yeah, you miss one thing, the number of things that snowball off of it, it's like, ooh, like it's crazy. I mean, it's like that. I mean, every complicated game you could say that. I do think there's something about chip theory, about Cloudspire, that your minions and every point of health is so valuable that if you miss something like the Fury kick with the eager, it just radically changes how the rest of that wave would have played out. And with only 5 waves, it makes a huge difference to the rest of the game. So I just wanted to go back and make sure I got that right instead of trying to muddle through the way I was. So, but there was definitely muddling. We muddled. we muddled quite a lot. But I'm yammering as always, but it's fun. This was real. Thank you, Matthias and Rocket, for bringing it with the chat. And I'm curious to discuss this in the comments with more viewers in the weeks and months and years to come. I get comments on videos I put out 2 years ago, and it's like, whoa, yeah, right, I did that. It's a fun part about this channel for sure, and looking back and seeing how the channel's grown and how my approach has changed and hopefully matured, hopefully changed for the better. So, but that's it. Thank you for joining me, and until next time, happy gaming.